Mysterio revealed my identity, my entire life got screwed up. I was wondering if maybe you could make it so that he never did.
The third Spider-Man film of the Tom Holland era is one of the year's most anticipated movies, following the events of Avengers, Endgame and Spider-Man, Far From Home. Peter Parker is once again trying to balance life as a teenager and a superhero. But what does that mean for Spider-Man 3? After all, this film is the last film on Tom Holland's contract playing the web-slinger. They're nearing the end of the current Sony and Disney agreement that allows them to share the character, so this could potentially be his final appearance in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So, here is my top 5 list of what we know about Spider-Man: No Way Home. Who are the new Spider-Man 3 cast members? The first of which is Jamie Foxx. Reprising his role from The Amazing Spider-Man 2, Foxx plays the villain known as Electro, the same villain who went face to face with Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man almost a decade ago. And Alfred Molina is also set to return as Dr. Octopus in the film. You might remember his bout with Tobey Maguire in Spider-Man 2 back in 2004. Doc Ock and Electro won't be the only past villains in town, either, as the first trailer confirmed the return of Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin. The actor had been coy about the rumors, but one pumpkin bomb later and we know he's in it. It's also been reported that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield will be back as their respective takes on Peter Parker, and they'll be joined by Kirsten Dunst as Mary Watson and Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy. Is this Tom Holland's final Spider-Man movie? Spider-Man: No Way Home is the last film in Tom Holland's current contract to play Peter Parker, Spider-Man, but it's unlikely this is the last we see of his version of the character. Holland has gone on record saying he'd be there in a heartbeat if the call ever came to suit up once more. Sony Pictures wants to continue making Spider-Man films and even launch their own Spider-Man universe, with non-MCU films like Venom, Morbius and Kraven, meaning these movies are not produced by Marvel Studios, and thus Kevin Feige and co. have no say in their creative development or execution. Having Tom Holland be the face of their franchise is likely their top priority. The same can be said for Disney. Spider-Man: No Way Home is the last Spider-Man film set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In the current contract, the agreement between Sony and Disney is set to end after this solo outing and one more team-up movie, which has not been announced. What does the title of Spider-Man 3: No Way Home mean? One thing is certain, the title of Spider-Man 3 will most likely represent Peter Parker's worries, rather than the reality of his experience, that the huge changes in his life are irreversible, and that there is no going back. Countless villains have learned not to count Spider-Man out, and with Doctor Strange's guidance, he'll find a way to beat the odds. In an ironic twist, this could mean Spider-Man: No Way Home concludes with a literal homecoming, which would be perfect.
Spider-Man's name is Peter Parker.
What will the plot of Spider-Man: No Way Home be about? From what we do know, No Way Home will pick up where Far From Home left off. Peter Parker's secret identity has been revealed to the world by Mysterio, and he has to find a way to keep his life from spiraling out of control. The rumors of a multiversal event have been surrounding this film for months now, with Far From Home poised to unite actors from all three of Sony's different Spider-Man franchises in the same movie. There's little to be known about the actual plot of Spider-Man: No Way Home, although Molina spilled the beans that his character Doc Ock picks up immediately where we last saw him in Spider-Man 2 Down by the River. Molina revealed that Sony and Marvel will be using digital de-aging technology to allow him to reprise the role 17 years later. This seems to suggest that Spider-Man: No Way Home will somehow pick up with characters from other Spider-Man franchises where we last saw them, not years later. Spider-Man: No Way Home release date. Spider-Man: No Way Home will release on December 17, 2021, assuming there are no production delays and theaters are open then. It will be the last release in what's said to be a jam-packed year for MCU films, with Black Widow, The Eternals, and Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings all scheduled to hit screens before it. Of course, that's assuming the world of cinema isn't hit by further COVID-related delays, which is hard to predict right now.